Welcome to this lesson on area of basic shapes. Area is one of the most commonly tested measurement topics on the LANTITE. You will learn the formulas for rectangles, squares, triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums, and you will see how to apply them in real-world teaching contexts. Here is what we will cover. We start with rectangles and squares, then move to triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums. We will also look at the important relationship between linear dimensions and area. For example, what happens to the area when you double the length? Finally, we will practice solving LANTITE-style word problems. Area is the amount of surface a shape covers, and it is always measured in square units, such as square centimeters or square meters. For a rectangle, the area equals length times width. A square is just a special rectangle where all sides are equal, so the formula becomes side squared. These are the simplest area formulas, and they form the basis for all the other formulas we will learn today. Let's do some examples. A classroom floor is 9 meters by 7 meters. The area is 9 times 7, which is 63 square meters. Next, a teacher cuts square cards with sides of 15 centimeters. The area is 15 squared, which is 225 square centimeters. For part C, a rectangular playground is 45 meters by 30 meters. First, find the area. 45 times 30 is 1,350 square meters. And multiply by the cost per square meter. 1,350 times 12 equals $16,200. A triangle is exactly half of a rectangle, which is why its area formula is 1/2 times base times height. The key thing to remember is that the height must be perpendicular to the base. It goes straight up at a right angle, not along a slant side. This is a very common mistake on the LANTITE, so always check that you are using the perpendicular height. A triangular garden bed has a base of 8 meters and a perpendicular height of 5 meters. Using the formula, A equals 1/2 times base times height. Substituting in 1/2 times 8 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40, and half of 40 is 20. The area is 20 square meters. Notice how I emphasized perpendicular height. This is the measurement straight up from the base, not along the sloped side. A parallelogram has the same area formula as a rectangle, base times height. This is because you can cut a triangle off one end and move it to the other end to form a rectangle. The base stays the same, and the height is the perpendicular distance between the base and the top, not the length of the slant side. This is another common trap on the LANTITE. A trapezium has one pair of parallel sides. We call them A and B. The area formula is 1/2 times the sum of A and B times the height. A helpful way to think about it is take the average of the two parallel sides and multiply by the height. This formula works because a trapezium can be split into two triangles, or you can think of it as averaging the top and bottom widths to make a rectangle. Let's work through two examples. A parallelogram-shaped notice board has a base of 1.2 meters and a perpendicular height of 0.8 meters. Area equals base times height. 1.2 times 0.8 is 0.96 square meters. For part B, a trapezium-shaped flower bed has parallel sides of 6 meters and 10 meters, and a height of 4 meters. First, add the parallel sides. 6 plus 10 is 16. Then apply the formula. 1/2 times 16 times 4 is 32 square meters. This is a favorite LANTITE question type. What happens to the area when you change the dimensions? If you double one dimension, the area doubles. If you double both dimensions, the area becomes 4 times larger. That is 2 squared. If you triple both dimensions, the area becomes 9 times larger. 3 squared. The general rule is, If all linear dimensions are multiplied by k, the area is multiplied by k squared. This is a really important concept to understand. Here is a LANTITE-style problem. A Year 4 teacher asks students to measure the school library, which is 12 meters by 8 meters. 1/4 has carpet tiles. First, find the total area. 12 times 8 is 96 square meters. Then, find 1/4. 96 divided by 4 is 24 square meters of carpet tiles. These multi-step problems are common on the LANTITE. You need to read carefully and identify what the question is actually asking. Let's look at common mistakes. First, using the slant height instead of the perpendicular height. This applies to triangles, parallelograms, and trapeziums. Second, forgetting to have when calculating triangle area. The formula is 1/2 times base times height, not base times height. Third, confusing perimeter and area. Perimeter is measured in linear units like meters, while area is in square units like square meters. Fourth, mixing units always convert to the same unit before multiplying. Pause the video and try these 6 problems. Problem 1. Find the area of a rectangle 14 meters by 6 meters. Problem 2. A square has sides of 9 centimeters. Find its area. Problem 3. A triangle has a base of 12 meters and a height of 7 meters. Problem 4. A parallelogram has a base of 15 centimeters and a perpendicular height of 8 centimeters. Problem 5. A trapezium has parallel sides of 5 meters and 11 meters with a height of 6 meters. Problem 6. If you triple the side of a square, how many times larger is the area? Check your answers on screen. Let's recap. Rectangle area is length times width. Square area is side squared. Triangle area is 1/2 times base times height. Parallelogram area is base times height. Trapezium area is 1/2 times the sum of the parallel sides times the height. Always use the perpendicular height. And remember, if you scale all linear dimensions by k, the area scales by k squared. These formulas are essential for the LANTITE, and they all build on the simple idea of length times width.